Check. Yeah, this new chair leans back, boy. Woo, let me get back in the frame here. Dang. Okay, cool. All right. Damn. So I should have fit the chair before I started the show, dude, because I'm like... All right. What's up, Wesley Farmer? Welcome back, everybody, to the Turn Left Podcast, episode 80, which actually works out perfect. I got another one for you I just thought of. Special guest, Little 40, Cameron Ruggles, and Big 40, Todd Ruggles. Everybody give it up for him. 40 plus 40 equals?
80.
Woo! If you'd gotten that wrong, it would have been horrible, right? We were talking, well, we weren't talking because I was messing with the camera so much, but I got a lot of flack, Cameron, because you've been doing pretty well at Dominion, in my opinion, just my opinion, okay? And I said that you've been dominating at Dominion, and then everybody wants to hop on that, and then there was just one comment, which was from Frazier, who's innocent because he's cool.
Yeah.
Y'all are friends, but I was getting messages, dominating. So, why is everybody angry at you, and is this the way I should have done it? Cameron's coming on. He got a win. He got another win. Thanks for joining me. Is that the way I should do it? Does that fit everybody's thing?
I don't know. You gotta cater to everybody now, I guess. Make everybody feel good.
Yeah. Sorry, I haven't even let you talk yet, but it was just interesting the fact that I was getting slammed because of, haters. Rodney Davis, thank you. He said everybody's a hater. So, either way, I got a bunch of stuff. It's actually on my phone, though, which is still playing music. So tell me a little bit, how many wins you have? 2.5 wins at Dominion this year.
Yeah.
Last year you got a bunch of wins. You got a bunch of wins the year before that too, didn't you? How many wins do you have now total?
I think I did the math the other day, and I think I have 8 now, almost. I 9, but 8.
8 and 3/4.
Yeah, so we're working on getting to double digits this year. I told everybody this year I'm going for 5, and we're halfway there. So.
Yeah. No. Who's got the? You might not know this, but do you have any clue who has the most UCAR wins at Dominion of all time?
Ryan Pritt. He has 20 exactly, and then I think I have it somewhere. I did it the other night when they posted about Peyton Sellers being the winningest driver. I wanted to know where I lined up, like just in each division, I was like 4th or something, and me and Alex were tied before I won the last 2 or 3. So if he came back, he would probably climb that ladder fast, just as fast as I am right now. Yeah,
but he sold his car, as you know, so I mean he won't be reaching that. Is it you were 4th though? Who else would be ahead of you?
Pritt, Donnelly, and there was one more that has been there. Jesse.
Okay. Jesse, yeah, he had so many that first year.
Yeah, and then he didn't. I think he only won one more after that.
Yeah.
So he's still in single digits. I'm like tied with him.
Okay. Yeah, he beat me the one time I went that year when he was, going for the championship and all that, and kind of got. Well, either way, I think Ryan Pritt won that year, the original championship, technically.
Yeah, because the whole under caution thing with Jesse,
the tire and all that stuff. What's up, Howard? What's up, Allison? What's up, Dusty? So either way, yeah, I mean, I think that, like I said, I think you've been doing really good. If anybody's phone is too close, it might interfere a little bit. It might be that one. I don't know. Might be mine. It's usually mine. But I think you've been doing good. And, I mean, if it wouldn't have been the one race was not questionable. It could be argued or whatever. We're not really argued. I guess they're not arguing it at the track. But either way, if it wouldn't have been for that, have you done the math on that? You do a lot of math. You're good at it. Everybody trusts you, and you're doing your points and stuff, even back in the Southside Speedway days. Would you be leading in points if it hadn't been for that?
Yeah, I'd be ahead of Chapman by, like, on track it'd be 5 spots. So it'd be like 10, 12 points maybe. I don't know how they're going to do the bonus points or whatever with the NASCAR system. So I think it'd be 8 to 10 points gap that I'd be ahead right now, just because I had that one week where I finished 5th when me and Parker got together.
Yeah.
Just a racing deal. And then the first race I finished 4th. We put off working on the car all winter, so it wasn't ready, and we got stomped. So
yeah. You hear that, Chapman? He's backstage right now. He's not, but he was maybe going to be. So what about the next race this weekend, right?
Yeah, we should be racing twins, but the flyer it only says one, so I don't know. The schedule will probably change 20 minutes before.
Yeah. And what about you, Todd? You might have to lean into it a little bit. Do you plan on racing? I know that your car is a little bit in the process of being rebuilt right now.
I'm not sure what's going to happen. I'd run what used to be the UCAR division. I know Chris Steffi kind of changed it up this past weekend and called it the Dumbass division, which is a track promoter. But
yeah, why did he call it that?
Because he's a dumbass.
What in reference to?
So when we got there, there was a rumor going around that they had changed the schedule because of the rain the day before, which it makes sense for like late models, but I don't know a single UCAR that goes out on Friday and tries to test. I mean, there might be one, the rookie, but we're not going out there and asking for an extra round of practice. In my mind, I think we don't need it. I mean, everyone needs practice, but I think at this point, the only people, the late models are there for national points. We're there for Division 5 points. We only need 2 rounds of practice, if that. You know what I'm saying? So,
and one of them's practifying.
Yeah, one of them's practifying. Well, they didn't tell us. There was people that were told and people that weren't told what the schedule change was. So we put on the new tire for qualifying, and I went out there and I put laps on it. So I thought that was the last session. Well, then afterwards they were like, "Oh, that's not qualifying," and I was like, "Okay, well, I want another tire then. Like, I want another tire." And they're like, "Well, that's not how that works." I was like, "Well, you got to pick one or the other. You can't like not tell the entire 9 out of the 12 people that are there, and then have the 3 people that know, benefit from that." But then they've fixed it. And I wasn't going to say anything in the driver's meeting until the dude called us all dumbasses. So,
yeah, that's not at all professional. And I mean, I don't want to, not that we are, because I mean, obviously we support the track, and they can change that, and everything will be fixed. So, we're not necessarily track bashing, but yeah, they've kind of, messed around with me one time where it was just like, oh, this tire and that tire, and you're here noon, and you can't use this and that, and it was all, like Todd said, miscommunication. And just a big mishap, and then me probably madder at Chris Steffi than you are right now, but only for a day.
I mean, I'm over it. Like, I was over it before the driver's meeting even happened because they fixed it. I still qualified second, but then the first thing he says out of his mouth is, "Oh, the UCARs deserve the Dumbasses of the Year award." I'm like, "Hey, Chris, who walked around and told us?"
Yeah.
And I was like, at minimum, just a Facebook post, attention to all racers. And he was like, "Well, I don't use Facebook." And he was like, "Well, we can't make that post 20 minutes before when we make that change." I said, "Well, that's the problem.
Don't make a change 20 minutes before."
Especially when people are still pulling up to the track 20 minutes before, expecting that.
Yeah, no, I know exactly what you mean, yeah. And that was the same thing for me. It's like, and he's like, "Oh," I was like, "Is it in the, no, but this was a rule that we made last week." It's like, well, hold on now. They tried to get EJ last week at Langley.
They got EJ
they got
I think EJ got EJ at Langley.
So EJ got himself at Langley. What's up, Jesse Vaughn? Let's give Jesse Vaughn a shout-out. He spotted for you. Was that his first ever UCAR spotting?
I'm not sure if it's his first, but he had told me that it's his first one in a long time, like 2 years, I think. So that was pretty cool to just add on to his list.
Yeah. The old pencil rule book. Yeah, that's pretty funny. What's up, Bryson? Yeah, EJ at Langley. I didn't even have it on my list, but let's talk about it. So I just watched it today on my buddy's Track Pass or whatever you want to call it. So the fact that the whole track thought that EJ wrecked him in turn 3 when the car malfunctioned.
He hit something on the track and blew his right front and then just went straight into the wall. And I saw it. I was like, he didn't even touch him. And they all came over trying to fight him like, "Oh, he fought him. Like, he wrecked him. You're a dirty driver." I was like, he doesn't have a mark on the car. Yeah. The only mark on that car is from under caution at Dominion. So
somebody even tried to come up and say like, "Oh," and he was like, "It was already there." But yeah, I mean, well, not only that, but I guess the track photographer, you're only allowed to run 1 degree of camber or something in the rear, which is almost nothing.
Yeah.
But the track photographer, I guess, took a picture directly behind the car after the race of the damn tire laying on its side. So when I saw that picture, I didn't know why that picture, like why she would have done that. I didn't know they had a certain amount of rule. I figured it was either they allow it or they don't, especially in a mini stock division like that where the cars are a lot faster.
You're allowed unlimited camera in the mini stocks. So
they're at Langley?
I mean, they don't have a mini stock division at Langley.
The UCARs, yeah.
So at Dominion, you're allowed to run unlimited camera in the right rear. And on Hondas, they help. They don't on ours. They
Yeah,
suck.
Or Sunfires. Yeah, either one. Okay, so, all right, well, that answers my question a little bit. And obviously, he runs mini stock at Dominion, so he's been running it as much as you want, you know what I mean? Up until, I guess, he went down to Langley, and then, you know, they busted him for it. But he also had adjustable springs in the front and stuff like that. You can't do that. And he says it's for ride height, which it might very well be, and that's fine. But anybody that knows or doesn't know is going to say, of course it's for ride height, but it's also for adjustment. You know what I mean? So
I think he definitely knew what he was going down there with.
Yeah.
I also don't think he went down there anticipating being as fast as he was, just knowing Langley. I mean, he's a good driver, don't get me wrong, but Langley's
such a
hard.
challenging track.
So yeah, it's hard to go down there and just be that fast. And I think that's what made people mad, because I even made the comment, like, what if Southside guys go down there, like we're talking about doing, and we're a tenth faster, just like he is? Are we cheaters all of a sudden? Because what if we get past Tech? Are they going to come over and while we're interviewing and, oh, bring that cheated car?
Yeah, no, I heard all that, yeah.
And then they're bragging about it on Facebook. Like, but why are you bragging about whining?
Well, yeah, here's the thing. Yeah, I know, right? It is kind of a weird angle. Yeah, they're, like, proud of being, like, the cancel culture. It's kind of strange. But here's the thing is I don't understand why his fans or him even care. Like, if he kind of knew going into it that he had a, you know, not a cheated-up race car. That's a bad way of putting it. But a car that had some things on it that weren't going to be legal at that track. Why even care? It's not like he's running for points down there. Why does fans care? Why? Granted,
well, he doesn't care. I think that's EJ doesn't care. I think it's more of just a running joke that they want Langley to acknowledge the fact that he came down there and won, because they completely stripped the driver of the week just because he got DQ'd, but they've given it to people before who've gotten DQ'd. So that rule's new because of EJ. So whatever.
Yeah. Woo! I always do those when I hear it crack. Yeah, because that's another thing, too, is he didn't have the fastest car during the race.
No, he didn't.
He had the second fastest still. I mean, the car that he beat, granted, the car was malfunctioning, so who knows what could have happened. But still, I mean, he was up right there in second and then passing him when it happened. So.
Yeah, well, he caught him because of a lap car.
Yes.
So.
But either way, it doesn't really matter. You have to be there to get there. You know
absolutely.
What I mean? So we've all been there.
Yeah.
That's, you know what I mean? That's how one of the races at Dominion so far this year went down.
It's the same lap car, ironically.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it was the same car that cost Frazier. Well, I shouldn't say it like that. It was the same driver. It was the same situation at Dominion with Chapman beating Frazier that EJ beat Christian. Same exact situation. Last lap car.
Yes.
Same car.
Situation.
Same exact car.
Wow.
I'm confused. Why does your brother want his motor back? I didn't know we had it.
Me?
No, your brother.
Yeah, it's saying my brother?
Yeah, your brother just said he wanted his motor back. I don't remember ever getting it.
I don't know what he's talking about.
I thought the joke was that you borrowed my motor.
Oh, yeah, I remember now. Everybody thought that you went down there for Dominion last year or something for the last race when you won and you had the 96 motor in the car or something.
Yeah, there was rumors all last year that, I mean, like, when he went up there, I think in 19 after I got wrecked, he won at Southside that night. And then the next day went up to Dominion. They were like, oh, he has the 40 motor in it. And at that time, we weren't even, like, as close as we are now. So it didn't make sense. Like, I gave him tires. Apparently, that was a motor. So
it's weird how these rumors get started. You know what I mean?
I know where they come from, too, because it's the same one that are showing pictures to the tech official. The same one as soon as I get out of the truck. Oh, the 40 car this, the 40 car that. Man, worry about your own car.
Yeah.
If you worry about your own car, you win races. That's what I started worrying about my own car. And look at where I'm at right now. 3 wins. I've top 5 every single race. I've done a lot better the last 2 years just because I've been focusing on myself, and I wish people would take notice of that and actually do it themselves.
Yeah, exactly. Try to not necessarily if you can't beat them, join them, but don't make that tend to the garden you can reach. Don't try to win in the losing way. In other words, don't try to make yourself a winner. Or no, I messed it up. Don't try to make winners out of losers.
Yeah.
That's a famous Mike and O quote, and he said it right in front of everybody that he was talking about. It was
I love Mike and O.
It was like. He literally, there was a couple guys that were arguing, saying something like, "Oh yeah, we do want that rule," and he's like, "Y'all are just gonna make a bunch of winners out of losers," like right in front of the guys. I'm like, "Oh my god, you just literally called everybody, including me, a loser, right to their faces." It was like intense, dude. What's up, Wesley? All right, so I guess we talked about the EJ thing. That wasn't planned, but shout out to EJ. He'll like the airtime, I'm sure. And what about like your favorite win? Would it be, because you've got almost 10 wins at Dominion, you've got a bunch of them at Shenandoah, what would be your favorite of all time? Because I mean, the last one was
Yeah,
spectacular. All of them this year have been.
That triumphs. I mean, definitely my last win. I wish there were more cars than the 10 that we had, but I started midfield and I came through, and it took the last 7 laps were perfect. That's as many as I needed, and I got them on the last lap. And it being Chapman, I mean, not to put Chapman like on a pedestal or anything, but I mean to do it against him, against all people, it's just different.
Yeah.
It's just different because growing up, I would go to the racetrack and be like, when I brought friends, watch this guy.
Yeah.
He's going to do something spectacular and win the race.
If you're playing the bet a dollar race game, you put it on Chapman.
Absolutely. The Orange 18. I mean, every week even before I knew Bud, growing up, just being a spectator, just watching my dad and picking one in every division, it was always Chapman or the Orange 87.
Yeah, I was watching the orange cars because it was Austin and Chapman. I was watching the 87 cars or the orange cars before I ever knew Bud or Donnie or any of them.
Yeah.
Because obviously they were fast every week and they looked the same. I mean, it was easy to watch them. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, that one was definitely good. But all of them have been pretty good, and the tide is kind of turning now because Chapman was the GOAT. He still is the GOAT. He forever will be, I'm sure. But like, you have way more laps at Dominion than he does.
And I think that's where I'm beating him, honestly. It's not that he's not driving the track right, because we all have different cars. Like, it's not like he can mimic my line and be the fastest, but there's just like, I was watching the 3rd round of practice and I was like, Bo, like, he's on the radio with him,
3rd round of practice.
Try this, So he tries it and he gets a little bit faster. I mean, I can't like tell people how to drive. I'm not Richard Petty, I'm not claiming to be, but when I see something from behind, I want to try to help him fix it, especially when he's getting out of the car and saying, this is what's happening. Well, I see what's, because I'm behind you, trying to follow you.
Catching you. Yeah.
Yeah. Just recently though, because I think we found something, we've been working on the car, so, and that's what gets us in victory lane. We work on the car every week.
Yeah. And well, maybe you are the Richard Petty of Dominion. Let the messages flow in. Yeah, everybody's going to be hating me for that one.
God.
And not only that, too, but a lot of people are mad because...
What up, Greg?
What's up, Greg? Oh, Greg. What's up, Greg? Yeah, love having Todd with us, too. This is going to be a special one here. Because everybody wants to see Todd and Cameron individually, not to mention together. This is a wild thing. But, yeah, let the messages flood in about that. But the one that was taken from you, everybody's going to now say that even though you fixed that, and you've already been through tech plenty of times since that happened, I'm sure, everybody's going to say that, everybody tries to, even though it's not it's not valid, people try to smear that in your name when you're doing well. Because who was it that said something earlier, something about haters, not even on here, but it was something like you could teleport and a hater will say, wow, he can't even afford a car.
Right.
You know what I mean? They're going to find something to fucking say no matter what. So it's like, and they're acting like you're the only one that's ever been, questioned in a tech booth in a race car at any track ever. It's
and there was 2 other people that got popped that night, and there was 1 other person that was over that didn't get thrown out. So that's why that whole situation is just like a mute point to me, just because I know I went out there and I outdrove everybody. I mean, I put together 25 perfect laps. There wasn't one lap that somebody was faster than me.
Yeah, and you are fast, but that's the thing, too, like you were saying, the consistency.
Yeah.
And that's what's winning you the races right now. So, I mean, I shout out to you. It's just, it's interesting to see the, I don't know. It's like everybody's giving you hell because your rookie years, you were just like me. By the way, I got disqualified from my first ever win, so we can just say that.
I would have.
Your first season, you were like 12, so you were just running into shit. You had a car that, was hammered. And not that bad, but still, I was too. I totaled my car like 4 times the first season.
Yeah.
So everybody goes to that phase, but so they try to give you crap about that. And then now that you're fast, well, you've been fast for a couple years, but now that you're like dominating, they're really trying to. It's like it's ramping up.
Yeah.
Like you're pissing people off more and more.
Yeah.
Is it? Are you sponsored by EJ Kinney or?
We're boys. I'm not gonna do anything stupid on track for him as he wouldn't do for me, as where other people will. And I feel like we just stick up for each other when it comes to like, because we have the same personality. I show up to win, he shows up to win.
Yeah.
So I feel if we were probably in the same class, I don't know if we get along as well, just because we would both be the people to go after. So I don't know. It's I love EJ and the way he handles himself around the racetrack. It's funny. We need a character, and he's a character for sure.
Yeah, I agree. EJ's watching, by the way. He said a bunch of muscles. And yes, I agree. There's a couple things which he didn't mean to do, and it was a heated situation. And I think Vaughn could have given him a little bit more time. It was a simple mistake, but when he cussed into the thing, obviously don't do that, EJ. But he knew that. He said, "Oh my God, I'm sorry," right away. So he didn't mean to do that. But also too, when those people are trying to mess with you in victory lane, EJ, don't even address them. Don't even tell them to move on, because then the first thing that comes out of your mouth is now something negative. So all the fans are like, which obviously it's because that guy. They should have never let that guy get close to the mic.
Yeah.
They literally let that guy talk into the mic about a cheated up car. So that was whack.
And I didn't even think EJ said anything that bad. Like I've only watched it like twice, right when it happened.
No,
and he was like, "Oh, get on somewhere," and I love that. He was like, "Just get on somewhere, dude. Who even are you?" Like,
I agree, but that's because we know EJ. For any of the fans at Langley that don't know, the first things that they hear is something negative. So it's like you could just, in my opinion, they shouldn't have ever let that guy even get on the mic. So it's the track's fault first, and they screwed him into that because now he's in this getting out of a race car super intense, just want to race. Now he's got all these people trying to talk smack to him, and he's just trying to have an interview with Vaughn.
And on top of that, the track was pissed off because he did a burnout, and that's a no-no at Langley because they think that it's going to mess up the track. But I've done a burnout for 3 minutes on the front straightaway of not Southside, but Dominion Raceway. And as you can see, there's no damage there. And they do drifting events there and at Shenandoah Speedway.
Yeah.
So what is that 3-second burnout from a Honda Civic going to do?
Here,
No, I was going to say front-wheel drive, but a Honda Civic.
Don't worry about it. This isn't victory lane with a Vaughn or anything.
Yeah, it was just a Honda Civic doing a front-wheel drive burnout, and they were like freaking out. And you can even see it on Track Pass. They're like, "Stop, stop, stop!" And he's like,
"Did he stop?"
Dude, he did after a couple seconds, but he still did his burnout. I wouldn't have
stopped. Dude, if somebody did that to me while I'm doing a burnout, it would have never stopped.
Well,
just kept on going and going until they popped.
And the fans even were cheering for him after they came running into victory lane, and they were like, as soon as EJ started talking, they loved EJ, and that's what the track wants. And then they're like, oh well, by the way, before they were trying to make him start a lap down, buy a whole set of tires, all this, spend $500 to race a UCAR race.
EJ will take his steering wheel off and hold it out the window and laugh at people.
Yeah, by the way, he got that. I was that weekend that we went up to Dominion in 2017. All of us went up. I think Alex raced that night. I told him, I was like, if I win tonight, I'm gonna do a burnout with the steering wheel out the window. First thing he does right after the race,
he stole it from you?
With the steering wheel out the window. I'm like, God damn it.
What is up, Bo? What is up, Jeremy? Yeah. I mean, it was cool to see. It's just I wish. Like I told him on the Facebook, it's like, dude, just take out the camera. It can't be but so hard, and take out the adjust things. Or just go down there and don't even care.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. This is what I said to Tanner.
EJ,
you remember?
EJ doesn't care.
I know that, but you know who really doesn't care? Remember Kevin Lee in Street Stocks, Hawaiian shirt guy?
Yeah.
He would come and win the race or not, or finish second. Whatever the top four they tekken. Mm-hmm. Just right onto the trailer. Just right onto the trailer. I'm not going in there. They're going to see something, you know what I mean?
No. Do you remember the night I took your brother's Malibu and took second? Mike Gano were the only two people on the lead lap.
Rarely, vaguely, but I think I was
watching.
The
car in and out on the scales. I'm like, it's not going to gain 150 pounds. We don't care.
Yeah.
So we got the DQ. We came out of there holding the thumbs down. We didn't give a shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So who cares?
Yeah, and you could have even just not even go through tech. Sometimes if it's going to be something simple like that, it's one thing. But Kevin Lee,
we just laughed.
Yeah, but Kevin Lee, it was like the time before they tried to pull his head or something like that. He's like, no. So the next race after that, he didn't even go to tech. He just put it right on the trailer, took his trophy, and went home.
Yeah.
Which
Bubba Flexen did that years ago at Southampton, but I don't know if y'all would even remember him.
Such a gangster move. And especially see, this is the thing too. Is now he has the trophy, and they didn't DQ him until days later. So does
he's not. He's gonna keep that trophy. I mean, I can't speak for him, but I doubt anybody sees that trophy.
Well, other than the Kevin Lee incident, like I said, I've been DQ'd before at Southside, and it's always the night of, and there's always either a track official or the driver that won the race coming to look for you because he wants to take it home with him. So I'm just saying, like, the NASCAR thing as far as deciding 3 days later is kind of, it's the way they do it. So it's not like this, show is going to change anything about that, but it's just kind of frustrating because then if the guy is from out of town like that, you're never getting the trophy back.
Absolutely.
And is the track going to make another one?
No.
So you just get a trophyless win.
Yeah. Ask Chapman about that.
Okay. Yeah. Do you have the trophy?
No comment. Because Dominion would probably be like, "How you gonna give that up?"
Well, I don't know.
Chapman gave it to my mom that night because it was my mom's. It was my mom's birthday, so I gave it to my mom, and then he was like, "Oh no, I'm not taking that. She can keep it."
Okay.
So it's a $12 piece of plastic.
Yeah, it looks good in the collection. So
it is what it is.
Yeah.
It's a $12 piece of plastic, but it's about, I don't know how much cars cost these days.
A lot.
Yeah, it's a lot that went into it to get there.
Too much for my little wallet.
I remember that, Todd Ruggles. Yes, Wesley Farmer remembers about the Malibu story, I guess, when you were running with Mike and O. All right, so that would be, what are your favorites? I don't know if we played this game last time. Like, what are your favorites of each division?
Yeah, we did, but they've drastically changed. Just,
oh, God.
I mean, not like because of it being a bad thing. Just with late models, it would definitely be like Daniel Silvestri and Connor Jones. Connor Jones sponsors my my car, so.
Really?
Yep,
Read
Jones
off
Utilities.
That, shout out Jones Utilities.
Yep, Jones Utilities.
Dang, how'd you land that sponsor? I was racing for years. They didn't ever reach out to me.
Well,
I wasn't dominating at Dominion though.
The week after the rain race last year, when Frazier won, my season was over. Like at first, we thought the car was totaled. Like we weren't having any plans to do anything, and I'd reached out to Connor. I was like, "Hey, man," like I was jokingly like, "You should get your dad to sponsor me." And he was like, "Hey, what's your phone number? I'll call you in 5 minutes." 5 minutes, I get a phone call. "How much do you want?"
Dang.
I was like, I gave him a really low number.
They heard UCAR price. They're like, ha!
Yeah. Well,
let me pull out my wallet.
And the thing was, he was like, "Oh, I'll double that, and you'll have it in a week." I was
Dang.
like, "Okay,
Yeah.
all right." Like I didn't ask for it. Like beyond means, I love the Jones family. They've definitely treated us well, and they're a big reason why we've been able to have success with the budget. So.
He's a beast too.
Absolutely.
Connor Jones, God.
Connor's a whale, man.
Mimi is watching. Is that your grandma?
Yeah, it is.
Sorry for the language I used earlier.
I'm trying to get Connor in the 52 one time. I think that'd be really enjoyable to see him in a front wheel drive car.
It's tough to get these late model guys because they don't want to it's somebody like they don't want to finish second to all these.
Right.
Or even worse, fifth or something.
I mean, there's so many people that I want to get and just into a car just to see what it would do. Like I had Chris Lilly run it one night, and I mean, he only ran it for a few laps, but I mean, he was still running competitive times at Southside, so that was fun.
Yeah, well, wow, even at Southside, that's even harder.
But,
he was driving the Cavalier.
There's a few kids or people that could jump into a UCAR and still be humble, even though they're driving late models.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
some
those
people
two
just
people
have enough fun to do it. You know what I mean?
They're
Some people are
they're out there having fun.
Like I definitely Daniel Silvestri, I want him in the car. Ryan Matthews, I want him in the car. Connor Jones, any of them. If y'all ever want to drive the car, let me know. The seat's open.
Yeah, me too. Because I'll kick Cameron out.
I would say Todd does pretty well in the UCAR too. Obviously, I mean he got a win over Alex last year. That was impressive. I was watching that from here on the iPad or whatever, and it was fun.
Gonna comment on that.
Why? Well, don't then if you don't want to, but tell me.
No, that was funny.
You did good.
I kept rolling back, trying to get Cameron to catch up, and I think Cameron was just watching the show because his car was going to win, and Alex kept hitting me in the same spot.
Yeah, you were blocking hard, Jack. That car was 4 miles wide. You were somehow taking up the front stretch and the back stretch at one time.
Dude, I'm sitting there laughing, and I'm like, he cannot hit me any harder than this, and he's hit me in the same spot.
Yeah.
And I laughed, and I was just, and
he's hitting you in the back too because it's so hard to get underneath. The way that you were, you did it well.
But I gotta look at it this way: he had Ruggles in front, a Ruggles behind him, and he was the meat in the middle.
Oh,
we would have went out of there with 3 wadded up Cavaliers if he would have turned.
Stupid. Yeah.
But we all had a good time.
Yeah.
We all got out laughing, and that's what racing's supposed to be about.
And that was your first UCAR win, wasn't it?
No, you won one at Shenandoah one time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think so. But
it's pretty good.
It was just fun because, I mean, I'm sitting there dragging the brake, watching. Oh, shit, I dragged the brake. But cancel that.
People
I'll
can't
edit
know,
it out.
People can't know our secrets, man.
But I was laughing at Alex. He just kept hitting me, and I'm like, dude, hit me better.
Yeah. And that's another.
And everybody knows I can't stand the UCAR, but I actually been having fun with them.
Yeah, they are fun nonetheless.
Yeah.
It's like racing the Miatas on iRacing.
Yeah.
It's a blast.
Yeah.
You can't really have more fun.
Yeah, I love because you can drive them like however you want, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I love UCARs. I love them a lot.
But it was fun to get out and stomp
What did Ronnie
Alex's
say?
ass.
Yeah, it was nice. What did Ronnie say?
He said, y'all hated EJ when I drove the 40, and EJ was 3 laps down racing me for the win.
Well,
That is
that's
true.
a good reason to hate him that night.
Well, we
I
show
would have
up.
hated EJ that night too.
We showed up, and there was we were not the fastest car that night. That was the first ever time that the car hit the track in a race. And
You mean Ronnie's still awake?
yeah, and they wrecked in
He's up
front
late.
of him.
Woo!
And
Woo!
we had the lead. Well, EJ, like, the rule changes for people, so he went to the outside as soon as the green dropped and started passing people. Well, he gets to our back bumper on the next lap, and they black flag him. Well, he comes out and is a lap down and is just pushing us down the straightaway, pushing us into the corner. And we're like, I swear to God, he wrecks that guy, like wrecks our car a lap down. We're not going to be friends. So,
Yeah.
And then afterwards, like, we didn't. EJ's a person. We've all seen EJ on Facebook. You know, he likes to poke the bear. So he did that to me one night, and I was like, man, look at the results at the 4 tracks in Virginia, and it's my rookie season. I've beat you at Dominion, I've beat you at Southside, I've beat you at Shenandoah, and I'm probably even better than you at Langley. So, and this was in 2016, and then of course we became friends after that. So,
Yeah, and he's done pretty good since then too. But
Hondas
he doesn't run.
against Cavaliers.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's also bringing a gun to a knife fight though, but still.
Dominion let it happen. So
Yeah, it's not his fault.
we can't fault him. He knew what to do, so he did it.
I don't at all. Yeah, I wish they would have done something as far as like keeping the UCARs the way they are at Dominion, but still adding like not just mini stock. I guess they already did with the mini stock, but I don't know. It just
I don't know if
feels
they would have
like-
just had a weight rule on those things. They weighed 1,900 pounds. Of course, they were gonna fly past
Hey,
us.
Yeah.
our mini stock is almost done.
Yeah.
TJ told me to come and get it.
yeah.
The
That was another
Integra.
question I have, but I'm not gonna. Yeah, do y'all have? Is it Integra? You can't
I
say.
want one.
No comment.
Okay, no comment. Back to the Dragon brakes. You shouldn't say that because the track might blah blah blah. Here's something that I noticed, and I give this channel too many shout outs, but you said that you really like this channel too. Air Doug talked about it on his last vlog. He's like, we purposely finished 8th so we could get the pole, and I'm like, ugh. But he's so open about everything. He's never gonna lie. You know, he's just like brutally wide open about everything. So
I feel like it's too obvious though to not like just straight up admit it. Like, cause even like in those situations with twin races, right? I'm not doing that this weekend. I hope nobody does it this weekend because that's foolish to me in a UCAR, especially with 20 laps. Like, that's foolish. But I'm going to go hard this weekend no matter what. Like, in the first race, I'm going to go as hard as I can. Second race, I'm going as hard as I can. I don't care if I have to start 8th or 16th.
Yes.
It does not matter to me. But in late models, it's so OP to have 60 green flag laps at a track like Dominion where if you're only half a tenth faster, in those 60 laps, you're not passing 7 people and the leader.
yeah,
Even if you're Peyton Sellers.
yeah,
But it just happened to be that, Doug's had bad luck the last couple weeks, so he's not been at 100%, whereas Sellers is at 150% as always. So it's kind of hard to win those races right now.
yeah. It's tough against Peyton Sellers anyway. But yeah, I just thought about that. I'm like, how does that work? Does the track say anything? But also, don't forget to like and share this video if you could right now for me. All right, so back to the favorites then. As far as you jumped the gun, you said my favorite late model. I wasn't even ready. I was going to go Bandos.
Sorry.
That's okay.
I was just going from
He
the
was
top to
dominating
bottom.
the show. I'm going to drop it as many times as I can tonight.
I've just go top to bottom. My bad. But
go bottom
Bandos
to
Trey
top.
Williams because he has
Okay.
Logan's old car. I like the cases. I like cheering for Kenton, Riley Music. I mean, I can't pick a favorite, and they're kids.
What about you, Todd? Favorite Bando driver?
No idea.
Whoever
who's
crosses
in
the
there.
finish line
Answer it
first.
for him. Yeah.
I would have to. I think don't Woods family, Kyle Woods,
Well, they have a car that looks like that. I don't know if they're related. I mean, they probably are the way that it's painted, but it's a Sarah Kay car.
If it's a black car with their number on it, I'm going with them.
Yeah.
I don't really have.
I'm changing my answer. Well, yeah, I like that one too. It looks tight too. I've always loved his paint scheme.
Oh, absolutely.
What would be the next up? I guess Legends.
Legends. Tommy Jackson's the best ever.
Okay.
But
You're gonna have to fight there.
I like other people. Like I don't really watch it now. Honestly,
I wouldn't actually care. I always make the joke that I'll fist fight
Yeah.
anybody if they don't choose Tommy Jackson because I don't think I've gotten one person not to pick him.
All my boys have moved out, so it's kind of hard. If Connor Jones is in a Legend, I'm cheering for him. If Daniels is still in a Legend, I'm cheering for him. You know, I if I show up to a track and see a car I like, I'm picking him. So it's hard to bet against Jackson though. So he's
If I was a
the
betting
best.
man, it would be no question. What about you? Do you know any Legend drivers?
I'd go with Howie here just recently on dirt.
Oh yeah, he's been doing good.
Wow.
Howie's been doing good in the Legend on dirt. He's
That's
been
pretty impressive.
That's kind of a throw out, but
No, I think
I would go to with the 87.
I didn't even know that. I think that's a perfect answer.
But yeah, I would go with Howie right now.
Yeah. I appreciate that answer. What's up, Travis Bailey, and what's up, Mama Ruggles?
Go to bed.
What would be the next one? I guess UCARs. I guess you consider next. Can't pick yourself.
Yeah, if I had to pick one person, I show up every week with the intent to beat Mike Chapman just because he's Mike Chapman. So if I Mike Chapman, I grew up watching. So him, I liked watching Tyler Davis growing up, racing against him. You know, Daniel Thomas and
Tyler Davis is always exciting, no matter what division he's in.
Yeah. So if I could cheer for multiple people, Chapman's number one, Daniel Thomas would be the second person I'd cheer for, and then just the list goes on. Austin Dodge is up there too.
You're picking a bunch of drivers for each division. You're being too nice. You're supposed to make everybody
it's
mad
hard,
tonight.
man. It's hard.
I'm just kidding.
Sound like Jennifer the last time she.
I know. It's hard. I understand her
she
struggle
just lists
now.
every car of every division. She has a roster sheet. In front of her.
Looking at the points.
What about you? Who's your favorite UCAR driver?
Right now, I'd have to go with Stuart Walsh because he's out there having fun.
I like Stuart.
Shout out Stuart Walsh.
He is
Somebody tag him.
trying to learn, and he's just having a blast.
Also, if you ever need any help, we're here.
And when you stop having fun, it's time to get out. But I'm gonna go with him right now.
I love
That's
Stuart.
a good answer. See, your dad's got good answers.
He's been
You're
doing
answering
really
a
good
bunch
recently.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, he has been. And what's up, Sean? What's up, Scott Burchett? I saw him a second ago too. I guess Grand Stock would be the next one up, or Dominion Stock, whatever. It can be all time, all tracks. Now that Southside Speedway is closed, you can include those drivers. Grand Stock.
Right now, Gary Burke.
All time. That's a better way to, yeah. Now and all time, do better. I'll ask you that way.
All time, either way I answer this, I'm grounded. I like Bobby Curtis. I cheer for Bobby. If it has to come down to someone winning a race, it Bobby and Gary. If one of those two in victory lane, we're good.
Cameron is my favorite.
Prejudice is his grandma.
Yeah. The Dominion or just Grand Stocks, you know what I mean, Todd. What about you? You can't pick yourself.
Oh, Tommy Tatum. Why did I not say him?
Oh, you did.
I would never pick myself, but Bobby Curtis has been around this stuff for years.
Yeah.
Great guy. He'll take the shirt off his back for everybody. His grandson's kicking ass right now.
Yeah, he is doing good. He won the first race of the Twins last week, didn't he?
He could have won the second one, too.
Really?
He was right there.
I didn't watch that one.
I'm going to go with Bobby Curtis.
Okay. Yeah, I couldn't watch that one. People don't go live for the late models and everything, so shout out to your family, Shannon, Alyssa, everybody, for always going live for the UCAR races.
Yeah.
Because I look forward to it. I hope everybody looks forward to this podcast. I really do. I'm like, oh, dude, I got to catch this race. I
think Alyssa went live for the
for the first one.
Races.
For the first one, I think.
No, she went for both.
Was it?
Yeah, there's feeds for.
That's my bad.
Yeah,
if there's Dominion Stock races, she's live.
Yeah,
all right, sorry.
Yeah, Mr. Burt couldn't see it, so we went live. But
anyway, they can do late models too.
I'm trying to get back into the vlog stuff, man. But Doug has the perfect setup. Originally that's what I wanted, but my setup wasn't enough for that. I'm doing it with an iPhone and a broken computer at the time. So now I have a way better computer. I can actually make videos. It's just been chaos at the track recently. Just showing up and not 100% knowing that the car will 100% stay together. Not as of recently. It's just been
You wouldn't have time to mess
ups
with it
and
right
downs.
now anyway.
Yeah. So.
Well, at least the work's been paying off though.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, I mean his vlogs are sweet. But the couple you've made were dope. I mean, even with your limited resources, you know what I mean, they were good.
I want
I enjoyed
to
watching
get back into it. Like I planned on doing it this weekend. I have a new GoPro and 2 mounts and everything, so I plan on getting more
Dang.
stuff. Yeah,
You
and we have
should be ready.
twins, so hopefully that.
More content.
I mean, unless they change the schedule, but
So
Yeah.
late model.
Don't do it. No, modified first.
Oh, modified.
But you can shoot off a late model. He already did. He shot me quick. You said Daniel Silvestri and Connor Jones.
I'm going to go with Shannon Morano.
Really?
in the late model.
No, in the modified.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because we were on.
Well, no,
model. I mean,
he was
yeah.
right. I said modified, but then I went back. So yeah. Shannon.
I'm going to go with
Modified.
Shannon Morano because he's under budget, having a good time, having fun.
Yeah, and he's fast. He can wheel too.
Oh,
It's just a matter of getting the car where it needs to be and all that.
exactly.
What about you, modified?
If Trevor's not Trevor, if Thomas was still in a car, I would be cheering for him. But Wood, I mean,
Kyle Wood.
yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm with him too.
Yeah. What about
Nothing against Moreno, but I those two guys, I grew up watching
Kyle
Wood.
Wood races so much.
Yeah, absolutely, and he was doing really good at Langley before. Well, I mean, it was a racing deal, but he was leading the race at Langley. I mean,
Yeah,
he's
and
still doing good.
If you take
Forgot
two
Redmond.
names and you call it Shannon Woods or Kyle Morano, then we can pick it all, right?
There's one.
Either one, or if they get married. I'm just kidding. Anything's
that's
possible
weird.
these days.
That's weird.
Favorite late model driver?
He's not even active anymore.
That's okay. I'll ask you past and present.
Greg Fernandez.
Ooh, shout out to Greg.
I like Greg.
I think he was watching earlier. I don't know if he still is.
Because he's a family man. The night I won my first Grand Stock race, he was in my window.
Oh yeah.
And the night Cameron's first race on the UCAR, he let me stand on his pit box, and he stomped a mud hole in Dotson's ass, which I like Dotson. But as far as a late model driver right now, I'd have to go with Davey Callahan.
Mm-hmm. That's a good one. Can't go wrong with that, especially because, he was on last week. We were just talking about how, not underfunded, just how he's up against such. You talk about how hard it is for people like Mason Bailey and Air Doug and all these people to beat Peyton Sellers. Not to mention if you're Davey Callahan.
Absolutely.
And you're working on it in a damn shed like
Yeah.
this or whatever. You know what I
I
mean?
mean, we've been to his house before. We see what what
Really?
he works. Yeah, we picked up the
never
UCAR from there.
invited me ever.
Well, we picked up the UCAR from there.
But I like my Michael stuff, and then
Yeah.
I'm like
Yeah.
Jennifer. I don't have. I mean, Eddie Johnson. You need to get Eddie Johnson on the show.
I will try. I don't
You'll
know if
have
he'll
to
be
put
into
a booster.
Yeah.
Up on the seat.
the seat. I can let him use this one, but this lazy boy that I'm in.
Don't do that. He'll fall down.
Yeah.
But as far as active drivers, I would go with Davey, but Greg Fernandez is my favorite. He's
Yeah.
a family man.
Do you think Eddie Johnson would be willing to come on the show? I've heard that he's not really into that kind of stuff.
I don't know. He goes to Domino's like every other day.
Really?
Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
We used to serve him all the time, and he wouldn't know because we had masks on. So,
Yeah.
every other day he would come in and just start a conversation with my sister because we worked together at the time, and
Yeah.
I've got contacts.
yeah, it's
Oh,
just
yeah?
it's just funny.
No, yeah, I mean, Eddie Johnson's always been my favorite late model driver because he's the only one that could ever run with Chris Dodson. However, you can't hate. Well, you can. Plenty of people like to hate on Chris Dodson, but I don't. And he's been on the show, and you know what I mean. You gotta. He comes with a different lens,
Yeah,
kind of like EJ, but different though, because
yeah,
kind of the same, I guess. I guess they're comparable, but that's giving EJ an awful lot of credit right there.
absolutely.
But I've already given him enough airtime on this damn show already.
No, one's 5 foot and the other one's like 5'9".
Yeah. I've had Chris Hopkins on.
Yeah,
And I've had,
I like that show.
Oh, he's badass.
Yes.
I don't care what he drives.
Yeah. Alex tried to talk him into driving his UCAR probably the entire show, but like I said, because he also doesn't, some of the people that only race late models sometimes, you definitely can't convince them to come to the track to race a UCAR. It'd be one thing if he was already there and hopped in it and decided to.
Well,
It'd be a lot
that's
easier.
another thing I said about Fernandez earlier. One time my grand stock was messed up. I'm like, dude, can you run my car? He ran it. He come in. He goes, I don't know what it's supposed to be doing, but he drove my car.
Yeah. The fact that he did that was a nice enough
Right.
gesture in and of itself.
Austin did it one time.
Yeah, that's cool.
I come into the corner and he slung my exhaust out the corner, and I'm like, oh my Lord, what is going on? But everybody's good people.
Yeah, and it's the thought that counts.
Exactly.
Stuart Walsh said, "Thanks, Todd. That was really nice of you to say."
Well, he's a good guy.
But he meant it. Yeah, you're a good guy, and we're all cheering for you, buddy, because we know how hard it is being a new racer, and he doesn't. How much help does he have? I mean, everybody
it's
in the
just
pits.
as soon as he comes, if he ever needed it, the whole pits would be there. But
Yeah.
I'm saying, like, he pulls up with his family, like it's him, his dad, and his couple friends, and anytime they need help, they're more than welcome to come over and ask. I love Stuart and seeing him around the track. He's been getting a lot better recently, and he's making solid gains every week, getting faster every week.
The car's got to get better. He's already gotten better, but yeah, I mean, it's all about just getting there. And Jimmy Parker, shout out to Jimmy Parker, he's been getting fast. Because I mean, Jimmy Parker's he finished second last race to you.
Yep. There are 3 more laps, he would have had me. If it was a 10-lap shootout, it would have been Jimmy Parker's race.
Which sponsor is Christopher Samuel? Which sponsors? He said, my man Cameron Ruggles is always proud to be a sponsor of the Ruggles Stadium. Christopher Samuel? Does that make any sense? Sponsor?
Give me 2 seconds.
Send us money, Christopher. You can also be a sponsor of Turn Left Podcast if you'd like to be. All right, so what about, not super late model? That's a hard one. I'll maybe skip that one. Or we can try, I guess, what would super late models even be? Like Lee Pulliam and stuff? Is that a super late model?
Corey Heim. Bubba Pollard.
What about your favorite NASCAR drivers?
Can we do Virginia racers real quick?
Sure.
We forgot him.
Shout
out Ryan Matthews.
I always do that.
7 for 7. Going to be 8 for 8 this weekend.
Chris Samuel, Sam's towing.
Oh, it is. That's Chris. Sorry. He's a different name on Facebook.
He uses a different name, not an alias, but
That little short bald bastard.
the dude in the back holding up numbers every week when I win.
I think
we used to tow our cars to Southside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're not forgotten. But your
Chris
name
is
a little strange on there.
Yeah, I don't even think we're friends on here. I couldn't find you on my friends list. I was confused.
Cool looking for a 4-door. Cool looking 4-door. Yeah. See, that's another thing, Stuart. Is if you go down to the 2-door, that would help too. But I know he's trying as hard as he can.
There's a lot of there. I don't know.
Wheelbase
I'll leave it at
different?
That. Huh?
Wheelbase is
I
different.
think it's a lot longer, isn't it?
I don't know.
It's more weight. I know that.
Yeah, but
Cheater.
I think a 4-door car could almost be an advantage, but I'll leave it at that.
Hey, more doors, not 4 doors. More doors.
The more door Nova.
Yeah, the more doors. Yeah, I do think it could be a lot faster than the 2 doors with the right brains. I really do think so.
The camera's going to show up next week with 4 doors and where the gas lid is supposed to be. It's going to have a full-size door right there, too. It's a 5-door Cavalier.
Suicide.
Yeah, it's gonna flip up. All right, so what about your favorite NASCAR drivers? Sorry that I forgot Virginia racers, Ryan Matthews. What about you? Do you have a favorite Virginia racer?
I'm going to go with Ryan Matthews.
Mike Gano.
Or Mike Gano, yeah, I was going to say.
Mike Gano.
Yeah.
I can't go but with... Yeah, I'm going to go with Ryan Matthews and Mike Gano.
And what about your favorite, I forgot about these guys too, IndyCar or Enduro, what are they called?
Kim Oliver.
Kim Oliver. Is that your favorite?
Yeah.
Okay. What about you, Todd?
I don't have one.
Okay. I don't know if that's... Okay. Michael Sprouse says Pittman. I don't know what that means.
Oh yeah, Jason Pittman. I forgot. He's racing a different car, so it's not black and pink like it usually is. So I keep forgetting he's even there.
It's a notorious color, too.
It's not. It's just white.
Pittman?
Yeah.
You got his autograph when you were like 3 years old.
I know. I remember talking to him at the troughs behind the Southside Speedway stands when we were pissing.
When you were peeing, you talked to him?
Yeah.
You were that guy?
He was late. No, not while we were pissing, but
while
we were.
Damn, bro.
I was a kid, dude. I was 6. Oh god.
You know what I'm talking about. When you're standing there, especially it's bad enough at the urinal. When you're at the trough at Southside Speedway, a lot of tracks don't have this anymore. Southside Speedway literally had a trough in the men's bathroom that was about the size of this table, but as long as the entire thing. Maybe not as wide, but
just a bunch of dudes, shoulder to shoulder.
It's just a giant bucket of piss. And sorry, Mimi. But either way, it's just. It's weird enough when there's like a urinal in the guy, but now you're almost peeing into the same toilet as him, and you're talking to him. It's like this is like.
No, I didn't go that far. I saw him in the bathroom.
It's like, are we gonna do a sword fight? Like
afterwards, was like, hey, you're Jason Pittman, racing Jason Pittman.
Yep.
So that was a whole tag. I like racers
that
with
was kind of
tags like
weird
that.
because he was actually changing the cylinder head in the parking lot when he gave you his autograph.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
we go way. I have a lot of old autographs. Like on my wall, I have Trevor. I keep saying Trevor, but God, it's Thomas Stenson, just his old, 4-car. Because I used to go over to the booth where they sold pictures and just bought everyone's pictures. People were probably pissed off because they couldn't find their own. But
Yeah.
I would go over and buy them for $2 a piece and just have a collection of pictures of old cars. So.
Yeah, it's tight. Do you still have it?
Yeah, they're all around the house. I have them just spread out all over the
He's
house.
actually even got one of Ethan.
Oh yeah.
I probably do somewhere. I know we do in the garage.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, an old picture of your car.
What's up, Buster Rhodes? And what about I already asked you about. Well, I won't bring it up again because you said no comment about the maybe building a mini stock. Who knows?
Mini stock EJ Kenny.
No, not your favorite, but you were maybe building one, an Integra or something.
Yeah, we're getting there.
Get it.
Maybe not. Maybe I don't know.
We're getting there.
V8.
I wish.
Did you ever answer the IndyCar? Who would be your favorite IndyCar?
Yeah, we talked
Kim
about
Oliver. What they have like a 4 and 8 cylinder division though. What
Yeah.
would be your favorite V8?
Cameron Hensley, I guess.
Cameron Hensley. Somebody tag him. Trevor's watching. He said Cameron must miss me. My bad.
I do. I can't wait to race you this weekend, man.
Is he coming?
He's supposed to be in the L1. I unless I had read wrong, but I swear to God, Fraser said that he was supposed to be in a car. Maybe I'm wrong.
What is the 01?
His other car. He has 2 cars.
I thought he got Marshall's 15 again.
Yeah, but
Where's the 10?
the 10, I don't know if he's running it or not.
Why? It's so
I
fast.
don't know. I mean, yeah, it's fast,
faster
but
than
if he can run,
Marshall's.
listen, if you can show up to the track and have it, have it free versus you having to pay it.
Oh! I thought you said he had 2 cars, like he was driving his other.
No.
backup car.
It's Fraser's car.
Oh,
It's
okay. I see what you're saying. So he's driving
Yeah.
Fraser's car this weekend.
I think so. I could be wrong.
Fraser's putting somebody
Don't let
in
me
the car
speak for him.
faster than him.
I didn't say that.
We'll see. Well, he put you in that one race, and you won the race.
I started 11th.
Okay,
I spun out in qualifying.
Fair enough.
I
And you still
still
finished third.
It was rain race again.
Stunk your ass up.
Rain race.
Oh yeah,
We'll
we
say the
love
R
doing
word.
that. We love
Oh,
doing
God.
rain races.
Yeah.
Steffi will have a field day with that one. I get screen text.
I was there for one, dude. I came out to one Dominion race so far this year, and I stayed all the way until the end for the UCAR race, and that's when y'all got rained out during the race.
Yeah. I had the fastest car that night too. That would have been my 4th win. Undoubtedly I would have won that race.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
the fastest by a 10th and a half in qualifying because I was in the 52, and then the whole field wrecked in front of us, and then they put the wrecked cars back in front of us. Oh, I just saw a black car.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. Oh my God, that pissed me off too. And yeah, I saw you got some time on the Air Doug vlog because somebody was like, not y'all were arguing, but something was happening at the tech shed, and everybody was being a dick per usual.
I don't know.
I don't need to
we
relive
had
it. I just need to know what happened there. Like,
we just had an issue in the race where I thought we were going to be faster than we were coming off of turn 2, and I just thought we were going to be full throttle coming off of turn 2, but we weren't, and I was half throttle, and that was still too fast for the person in front of me, and when I made contact, they ended up wrecking, and they wrecked their teammate involved, which was Ryan Pritt, just ironically. So after the race, me and my friend are standing at the car, and about 10 people come over swarming us trying to fight us, and that was so 2019, especially when I've snapped that and I haven't had any issues. I mean, the only car I've made contact with in the last 2 years is Alex, and that was just desperation, last move for the win, hoping I wasn't going to wreck him, but I got into him a little bit.
Yeah,
but that's
he
the
wasn't mad about
only car that I've touched in 2 years.
it was a very understandable thing.
So
What about like when they have the big money races? Do they have any at Dominion?
I think they learned their lesson and stopped doing that because people were getting wrecked.
Yeah, and well, we actually talked about today is the 3-year anniversary, but like
Yeah.
even aside from that, like when Chapman and Trevor went down there, that was like it was like $800 or some crazy shit. So yeah, it does just always create problems. It seems like, especially in the lower divisions. I feel like even in late model though, it still would.
Yeah, I
Just
mean, I
because-
like having the showtime, but I mean, this year at Dominion, they haven't posted one post about the under divisions. It's late models, and then I have a meeting with Steve Britt or whatever his name is, and he's like, "Oh, well, we get that you want like to have the same it's not even that I want the same show time as late models. I just
Yeah.
want my car to be posted about once. Like, stop only posting about late models. Not everybody cares about that, especially when Peyton Sellers is showing up winning 8 out of 10 races.
Yeah. Oh no, I agree because
You have so much better racing in other divisions, and they're not promoting it. And they didn't do it last year. We had 5 winners in 5 races, nothing. Oh, UCARs are racing this weekend.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I know. You've at least made the poster a couple times, but still, it's like, it's tough when it's like, for one, I understand why they're doing it because they have the national points leader racing at their track.
Yes.
But 2, he's literally just destroying everybody, and it doesn't make for always good racing.
Yeah.
Granted, some people are having bad luck. Well, his best competition is having bad luck, whether it's on the track or off the track or in between every week in and week out. So I mean, it's also I'm not going to say he's gotten lucky by winning all these.
Yeah.
I'm sure he probably could have still won all of them anyway, even if these cars didn't have bad luck. But that obviously adds a factor, and hopefully these people's luck will turn around. Then again, Davey was having some good luck back when that happened, and he beat him twice.
Yeah, and it's not like I'm just saying I don't want late model exposure. Like, we don't need that. I'm not asking for what the late models are getting because we're UCARs. We have to understand what we're racing. So I just want more than 0 post a season about our what we're doing, especially when we have some of the biggest car counts most weeks and the best racing, hands down.
Yeah, no, I agree. That's what Ryan just said. It's the best racing out there. Lower divisions put on a better show at all tracks. Usually so. Sometimes the late model racing at Southside would get any of the divisions, but they had good car counts in late model at Southside. Not that they don't at Dominion, but there's really only like 5 or 6, 7 fast guys.
Yeah.
Are you friends with Peyton Sellers on Facebook?
I don't think I could be because he hasn't been on Facebook in like years. Like, the last post on his page it was this year, but it was someone tagging him. Oh, okay. And then the post before that was him changing his profile picture in 2020. So I just didn't even send a friend request. Not that he would accept it, but
not all the time. Social media is great.
Yeah.
Well, and
it can hurt you.
Yeah, no, I know. And he's got a separate page. It's like his professional page.
Racing page. Yeah, I'm friends with all his workers, if that means anything. Like, I mean, Daniel drives for him, so I mean, that's as close as I can get.
Too, right?
Landon and Ryan, I guess, goes to him too for help sometimes.
What's up, Patrick Fisher? Peyton liked my post the other day. Wow. See, that's the thing. Is I had Davey Callahan on last week, and he's friends with him, and he said it happened within the past. I can't get him to accept my friend request. That's where we're going with this. All right, we're going to keep on trolling Peyton Sellers.
Jesse Jones won't accept mine either.
Jesse Jones? Jesse Danger Jones?
I have a theory here about that one. In 2016, there was a money race at Shenandoah. There was a money race at Shenandoah. The only time I've ever raced against this man. Otherwise, I'm cheering for him. I didn't even know where this came from, and I'm racing in that white and blue Sunfire, and I'm in the lead. He chases me down from last all the way to the lead. Lap 25, it's a 40-lap race. And I'm looking, I want to win this race. So I drive it in deep, move him up a little bit after he passes me, and then like cross him over. He crosses me over. Well, then the next time I went to cross him over, I almost right reared him.
Ooh.
But he kept it. He kept it straight. He didn't say anything to me after the race, but then I tried to send him a friend request, and 5 years later, I'm still not friends with him on Facebook. I'm convinced, unless he tells me otherwise, I am convinced he will not add me because I almost right-reared him in 2016.
Right, I'll work on that for you. If Andrew Fuller said he's going to work on that for me, he said, I'll get you a friend request from him. He doesn't have to friend request me. The friend request sent to him, I've unsent it and resent it to try to troll him even more about 5 times. Like I said, it's getting embarrassing. So I need the man. I need him on the show. I'm about to go up to Dominion and announce one night just so that I can talk to him in Victory Lane. I'll do a podcast 1 hour right there. They'll be like cars waiting.
I think what you ought to do, I'll bring my big tent that is as big as this shed.
Yeah.
And you can do your podcast right there.
From the track.
That would be dope.
Just be like, yo, I've already had
portable mics and shit like that because they sell them on eBay for cheap.
Oh, no. We'll take all this shit up. We'll hook it up to the generator.
I can do it. Yeah, I don't even need a generator, actually. Technically, I can do all this. And I'll be going on vacation in a couple weeks, and I'll be doing it probably from the beach. Like, from the sand.
No, I'm thinking,
from the sand on the beach.
I think we could be doing it right beside the trailers.
Yeah, no, that's dope, too. And somebody else had that idea to do it inside of an RV or even... because for noise probably too, it could be loud as hell. But you could also find downtime. I mean, hell, you're there for 12 hours while there's nothing going on in between practice and racing.
I like my what is it, Texas Roadhouse time.
Oh yeah, that's
I
true.
adore that time.
Do you still drive the race car up there every time?
You can't. It's in Fredericksburg, so it's like 8 miles down. But
shit.
I still like.
Didn't you do that one time though?
I didn't bring the race car. I've only gone to Sheets with it.
Oh, you drove it to Sheets. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
I
a
think
little bit
he
different.
I think he took Ronnie's car to go get beer the last race.
Yeah, I went.
Dang.
Yeah, beverages.
Your mom did.
We went and got
She
beverages.
rode with him, of course.
Yeah, for Ronnie. Yeah.
Okay.
Ronnie's still awake.
Oh yeah, Ronnie's awake.
Damn you, Derek.
See, in the
That's
morning,
why I'm here.
In the morning, that's when it's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
Just kidding. I have no idea.
He'll call us in a little while.
Yeah, he said Cameron drives UCAR to Sheets. Party in Ronnie Vance RV. All right, I'm doing it. Yeah, sorry, I'm trying to readjust myself. This damn lazy boy, like I said, is like the spring is
got
not
all
even in there.
those soaked tires behind you. Just lean up against them.
I know. They're about to be gone soon too. And they're literally half of them are sold, and then half of them are about to
You
be
can't
put on
take
something.
pictures of stuff in the garage.
I know.
I mean, little birds will tell you that.
I don't
That's
know.
what,
There's one car in the UCAR division that's pretty good at posting pictures of brand new tires. Alex knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah. And
Alex,
Fuller said earlier something about that's one thing he tries not to do as a photographer is take close-up pictures under the hood and then like try not to get inside the chassis or like inside the interior or anything like that. Like take a picture of the driver but maybe face it upward, not try to get down in there to where like you can see the whole cockpit and everything.
There's definitely a respect thing there. I'm not a photographer, but I feel like that's a respect thing. Like if they have the right front wheel off, don't come over taking pictures.
Exactly,
you know?
yeah. But that would be something as a photographer I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
Obviously Fuller's
I
knows
think
now
you
he probably
learn
made the
that,
mistake.
though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But,
I would have
yeah.
to learn the hard way too.
Man, I'd take a picture of the left front.
Well, shit. There's some there was
Any of
definitely someone I
Left
saw on
rear.
Facebook yelling at Fuller or something that he couldn't take a picture or something. Like the egos that some of the photographers get, I don't understand. Like
Yeah.
I understand you're doing us like a really good thing, like taking pictures of our race cars. And I'm not putting down photographers at all. I love photographers.
Yeah, yeah.
A lot of them I'm really good friends with. It just
So it was another
some
photographer
of
talking down to him?
yeah, there's some egos that just completely get in the way. And when the photographers are friends with people at the racetrack, like to a deep level that they consider them clients, like they literally only post, like Dominion Raceway only posts about Logan Clark. Nothing wrong against them. Cole Bruce, Davey Callahan. Well, who's the person promoting the track?
Yeah.
Who's the person that's their clients to?
Yeah, no, I understand. It's kind of like the position I'm in. Like, I'm supposed to be able to literally you're supposed to stay totally unbiased
Absolutely.
in their position. You can be friends with, you or him. Like, I should be able to have you on this week and then have whoever, just wrecked you
Yeah.
on next week.
Yeah.
And not be like, I'm buddies with Cameron, so now I've got to fight you across my table here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? At least ask him questions. I might not like him as much as
Yeah.
I like you, but I can at least have a conversation and
Hey.
not be like, hey, Cameron told me after the show that he does this to his car. You can't do any of that stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Is somebody going to wreck Cameron next week?
No, I said last week.
Oh,
Or,
okay.
yeah, if
No,
theoretically.
I'm just wondering.
No, that would be horrible. And I
Look-
wouldn't. If that happens now that I said that, they're not coming on.
Yeah.
For sure.
Little birds always tell me a lot of shit.
Yeah, I feel like I just dropped a plug for like, if you wreck Cameron, you get a free pass to the show next week. It's like, that's not what I'm saying. Abort, abort, abort.
You're not welcome on the show.
Yes,
is what
if you
meant to
wreck
say.
Cameron next week, especially after having said this, you are like banned from the show pretty much.
I got to go out and pee. Is that up back?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay, good.
What's up, Howard Emery? But no, I had I think one other question, but I can't remember what it is. But it's okay. I think I got to all of them. Anything closing? Do you want to close out with your sponsors really quick? I see you got Lindmark and stuff on there too.
Yeah, Lindmark came back this year, thankfully, especially with the 3 cars again. That's a hard operation to run without them. So
Yeah.
they're back for the 3rd or 4th year.
Birch Farms.
Birch Farms is back. They were Birch Racing last year, but Birch Farms, Jones Utilities, they're back again, and then Davis Body Shop, and of course Dixie Paving.
Yep. Shout out to them. What about you, Todd? Do you have any closing statements?
Oh, and
sponsors,
Sam's
anything?
Towing.
Sam's Towing.
I just can't wait to get back into a race car.
How many races are you going to win this weekend, Cameron?
I'd like to win too, but I'd like to see Jimmy Parker win a race. I know, but
I'm
going with the intent
Say
to win
2.
two. I'm
Yeah.
going to win 2 races this weekend, but I also
You're supposed to be making them all mad. Anyway.
I think Jimmy Parker's going to win one this weekend. So if I come home with the first one, so I can go back to back to back, that'd be cool. But I'm there to win races. Anything less, I'm pissed. So
Yeah.
So stop being so dominant.
Yeah, stop dominating so
Les Wick.
Yeah, Les Wick. John Brush said, if I crash my car into somebody else, can I come on the show next week? He's from California. He does a comedy podcast. A couple of them. He does a couple podcasts. He's got one premiering Tuesday coming out. I'll try to share it to the Turn Left podcast page. He's going to do. He's done podcasting for 4 or 5 years. He's a legend. But he's going to start doing Facebook Live for one of his shows, so that'll be cool. So looking forward to that. But either way, I think you'll win too. We'll see. If I'm not there, I'll be watching impatiently on live. Shout out to your family for doing those. Shout out to y'all for coming out here, by the way.
Oh,
and good luck this weekend. Are you racing this weekend, Todd?
No, sir.
Not yet. Mimi, cut it off now. In closing, if you have a problem with Cameron's dominance at Dominion, in the famous words of Dustin Poirier, the late great Dustin Poirier, you can suck his whole asshole. Okay.
And I have a tire sponsor this weekend. I got shout out to Ep Gang. That's what they wanted me to say. So
shout out to Ep Gang.
Ep Gang.
Gang, baby.
They're sponsoring a tire. So
okay.
Shout out to those boys.
Yeah, we'll give them a shout out. All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. I'm not sure who's on next week. Like I ever do, hardly. But as soon as I know, I'll post it. We're doing it Thursday night because I've got to work this weekend. So maybe next Thursday, Friday, maybe Saturday. Is there a race? Is it Saturday next Dominion?
The 24th now.
As a racing podcast, I should know this kind of stuff, but I don't. All right. Thanks again for coming out. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks for having me.
Toddy Style, could you hit that blue button for me again? And thanks, everybody. Like and share. And it'll be up on YouTube tomorrow and on Apple Podcasts and Spotify the day after. Number 1, baby.
There's no blue thing.
Oh, the finish at the bottom. Sorry, buddy. I set you up for failure on that one. All right. Peace out, everybody.